All right, let's talk Nebraska Cornhuskers football. Look, as we're working our way now towards closer and closer to the regular season, exciting to see what Matt Rhule does, continuing to build this program. There's a little bit of tumultuousness going on in college football affecting a lot of other programs. I'm talking about, of course, the transfer portal, but Matt Rhule is making a very smart move and I think a great decision for Nebraska in terms of addressing that. Let's get into the article and we'll talk about it more in detail on the other side. This is courtesy of The Athletic. Around college football on Tuesday, the reopening of the transfer portal created an abundance of noise. Calm won the day at Nebraska. If anybody in our team wants to go in the portal, it's open today, Coach Matt Rhule said. That's their right. No one among the 120 plus Huskers on the practice fields this spring made an exit. Rhule said he knew it could create a distraction, but the portal at this stage of development for his program is largely a non issue. Nebraska added 6 transfers in January. It figures to lose a few players this month, but Rhule does not anticipate in Lincoln anything like the chaos that envelops the sport at large. I just don't think it's really prudent for me to coach guys thinking about the portal, Rhule said. The worst thing you can ever do for a young person is to not have high standards for them and push them to greatness. So if you're afraid of pushing them because they might go to the portal, you probably don't have the right guy. If something happens, it happens. I think this is a great strategy from Matt Rhule, having his coaching theme, his coaching plan in terms of developing these players, not worrying about the transfer portal, focusing on not kind of just ignoring the portal for all due respects. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. But first, Nebraska fans, in the comment section below, as you probably are aware, the NFL draft is not that far away. Switching gears a little bit, who is your favorite all-time Nebraska first round pick? There's been a number of them throughout the years. Some of them have to go back a little bit, but there's been a lot of great Nebraska football players. I can think of one defensive lineman in particular over the past 20 years that had a great career in the NFL as a first round pick. But give us your favorite Nebraska Cornhusker who went on to be a first round pick in the NFL and put it in the comment section below. But Mize, give me your thoughts on this decision by Matt Rhule and what it means for Nebraska's football program going forward.
Yeah, like, I think it's a great thing by Matt Rhule to kind of back up what he said earlier on this season when he talked about he wants Nebraska to be the premier developmental program in all of college football. They're going to build this team through recruiting. They're going to recruit players. They're going to develop them, and they're going to be successful in that regard. He's not worried about players leaving through the portal because of the plan that he has set in place, and he let people know that. He's not really looking for too many players in the portal as well because of the plan that he has in place that he has set up, saying, I want to recruit the players that I want to develop them, and I want to build the team through that route. And this just goes to show, I think this is evidence that there was 150 players entered the portal yesterday. None of them were from Nebraska. Not to say that there won't be any. I'm sure there will be a couple. But I think at large, Nebraska will be one of the teams to lose the least amount of players to the portal this time around when it is open. Because I think Matt Rhule has a great plan, and I think it's showing. And it's like he said, he wants to push these guys. He wants everyone to work towards greatness. I think there's another part of the article that's very interesting. They returned to practice. It was their 10th practice of the spring so far. Matt Rhule came out. He said, everybody, there's some bugs going around. Everybody's a little bit tired. So what do you do? He asked all the assistant coaches, he said, make sure we push extra hard this practice. I want to make sure that we go on. And then they did. And this is what Rhule had to say. He said, I was pleased today, Rhule said, noting an outbreak of flu among the roster. Guys were sick, but they're out there battling through it. You don't see me happy often at practice. It's not my job to be happy, but I was really happy with this bounce back practice. So I think that just goes to show that he's a guy that's going to be out here pushing these guys to the absolute extreme to make them the best players that they can possibly be. And if you want to be here and if you want to be the best player you can be, this is the team for you, and we'll give you the time to develop, and we'll give you the chance to become the player that you need to be. I think that's a great mentality by Matt Rhule, and it has just shown so far early in this transfer portal season.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I think it's all part of an overall recruiting strategy for Matt Rhule. And he's using a tactic used in marketing and sales, which basically is what recruiting is in terms of it's called signaling, right? So a good example of that is if you see like a premium suit, like an Armani suit, and it's listed at, I don't know, $5,000. I don't know what an Armani suit costs. That's a signal, right, to anyone else who's looking for a discount suit, a quick suit they could just grab off the rack. This ain't for you. This is a different clientele. Just like when Walmart lists a blazer for $15, it's a signal saying, hey, if you're looking for something nice and comfortable, this ain't for you, right? Nebraska and Matt Rhule here is sending a signal to their players and to the rest of the college football world saying, look, if you just want to come here and you want to make a lot of NIL money and then transfer around to a bunch of different schools willy-nilly, this ain't for you, right? It just isn't for you. Go somewhere else. There's a lot of other great schools you can do that for. But if you want to come here and push yourself and be the best you can be and develop as a player and as an adult and truly get better and better, and if you have the talent and ability to work yourself to being an NFL player, Matt Rhule obviously has been a coach in the National Football League and win games hopefully at some point, this is the place for you. And I think that's the signal that Matt Rhule is sending out. And I think that's really, really important because it's different than the rest of the college football world. It seems like everyone else is like just throwing money. I think there was a report that Ohio State spent like $38 million in NIL just to keep the roster together heading into 2024, which is bonkers, right? That's almost, it's getting close to NFL salary cap kind of stuff. Matt Rhule, Nebraska, sending a different signal saying, listen, we're not going to spend that money. We'll spend the NIL money when it's appropriate, but we're going to focus not on the transfer portal, not on NIL, but on developing our players and getting better and better and pushing through and being tough, both mentally and physically. And I think that's a great strategy. I think eventually it will pay big dividends for Nebraska's program. And I really think that the more time goes on, this Matt Rhule hire will turn out to be one of the best moves Nebraska has made in probably 10, 15, 20 years. It has worked out very well. I love what he's doing with his program.
Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who may want to target you. Your full name, email, home address, health records, even your relatives. It's all out there. That's why we use Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows us which data brokers are selling our information and automatically submits opt-out requests for us.
Cleaning up our information not only reduces the amount of that stupid spam we all get, but it also protects us from hackers who could use this information to help them access our social media accounts, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. Aura also does much more to protect us and our families from online threats. We also get features like antivirus protection, VPNs, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. That's really key. One location, get all this great stuff. It's really easy to set up. And the best of all, we get everything at one affordable price.
You may already have one or two of these tools already, but not having Aura is like locking the front door and leaving the back door wide open. Aura is always on doing the hard work of keeping us safe so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. We value our privacy and we also value yours. So go to aura.com/SMI college to start your 2-week free trial. Again, linked in the description below. Go to aura.com/SMI college to start your 2-week free trial today.